Why do viruses like HIV, AIDS, and monkeypox disproportionately affect gay men? Anal sex is one of the easiest routes to transmit STDs. Gay men have more anal sex. They also don't have to worry about pregnancy, so condom use is less frequent. From my female friends, a lot of men seem to be averse to wearing condoms. Put a bunch of those guys together, and gays don't worry about pregnancy and thus not using condoms. The real answer is that gay men are statistically more likely to engage in risky sexual behaviors than the rest of the population due to the lack of risk of pregnancy. Viruses like that are often spread by blood. They're not airborne. Most of us are not exposed to another person's blood on the regular. However, gay men tend to engage in anal sex. There are often micro-tears where you are exposed to the other person's blood. Even with a woman, you're far more likely to transmit diseases via anal sex than vaginal sex. A person that is close to me has HIV. When Grindr came out, he was having sex with 58 strangers a day without a condom. Also, anal sex creates micro-tears, which helps transmit the disease. Keep in mind that this is not in any way an attempt to slander gay men. It's evidence-based, and it's the foundation of attempts to combat these diseases. The reality is that gay men in monogamous relationships have no greater risk than the general public in practical terms. However, there is a subculture of gay men who engage in risky sexual practices, large numbers of partners, with mixed or no use of condoms. Relevant for HIV. This is not wrong because we are interested in science here, not some sort of moralizing. With those risky sexual practices comes higher risks of transmission. More partners means more risk for infections to spread. Additionally, receptive anal sex has physiological reasons that predispose that partner to receive infections more often. Additionally, gay men and trans women are more likely to be engaged in prostitution, particularly street prostitution, due to higher rates of poverty and homelessness. Other people engaged in similar are also at significant risk. Anal sex, due to the lack of natural lubricant, is far more likely to cause the open cuts and breaks in skin necessary to transmit HIV. Combine that with the fact that gay men tend to have many more sexual partners on average than heterosexual people. Monkeypox isn't much better. I don't think it requires direct bloodstream contact like HIV does, but it does pretty much require direct touching, unlike, say, COVID. I'm active in the gay community. As many comments pointed out, there is a functional reason anal sex spreads STDs more than any other penetrative act. However, HIV doesn't just spawn from thin air. It spreads from person to person, and the vast majority of cases are spread in the typical way. The simple answer is that the gay community is disproportionately promiscuous. Casual sex, hookups, and abnormal relationships types like polyamory or open relationships are much more common in gay men. Engaging in any of these behaviors is inherently unsafe and thus increases risk of STD spread. And this is why HIV is able to spread so easily. It's partially because anal sex has a higher rate of transmission of HIV, and partially because people let it affect those they didn't like, including researching what gay cancer was and why it was affecting them. However, the generations learned monkeypox was just from people getting hot and sweaty. However, the gay community did such a good job dealing with it that it's basically gone away now, after being spread quicker in the community. Because gay men tend to have a lot more unprotected sex than the rest of the population. For obvious reasons. It's really that simple. Gay sex. It's more likely to result in open wounds, into which viruses can enter the bloodstream. HIV/AIDS is highly affecting the straight population now. When I helped at an AIDS event back in 2011, I couldn't believe how many straight people it affected. AIDS isn't just spread through sex. Blood, semen, breast milk are all ways someone can catch it. Luckily now with PrEP we should start seeing infection rates drop. Plus now there's life-saving medicines for those who already have it. I haven't read up on monkeypox yet. Promiscuity in the community. Random hookups with strangers is a really big thing. Lots of chances to spread something. It's only 6 a.m. here. But if I wanted to, I know at least one place on the way to work I can go find one hanging around, just waiting to give me a blowjob or more. At 11 a.m. Make that 5 places with at least 3 or more people at each one. To do the same with the girl, unless I actually know her, I'd have to be extremely lucky sometime in the evening, or hang out at the sex club where they value cleanliness and protection, and hope I click with somebody. Higher rate of risky sexual activities. Anal tearing. Because due to the nature of penetrative anal sex, you're significantly more likely to develop tears than with vaginal sex, which makes it far easier to transmit most STDs. Also, hookup culture, casual sex tends to be more common in the gay community. Not trying to bash anyone, that's just how it is. While PrEP has helped prevent HIV transmission, I wouldn't be surprised if it has led to an increase in other STDs because people think they don't need a condom anymore. Gay men in particular, aside from the anal sex, also tend to be promiscuous and have many partners. The chance of diseases spreading increases proportionally. I would argue that promiscuity isn't the problem. More than the pool in which they have sex with is significantly smaller than the pool which straight women or men have. If one gay person in a regional area gets a virus like HIV, spread via bodily fluids, or monkeypox, spread through a few ways, they are going to spread it to their closest friends and partners who are usually also gay. The proximity and sexual contact allows for the spread to disproportionately affect their community. Just like one area may be disproportionately affected by COVID because the people occupying whatever social sphere and region all gave it to each other.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. TooAfraidToAsk is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.